Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Celebrity Challenge, and today we have Miraculous World. The Tales. Okay, they have a lot of different names. Miraculous World, London, at the Edge of Time. I couldn't even get it on IMDb, so I don't have it right here in front of me. And apparently my memory is super short. So, yeah, this is a spin-off film in a sense. It's from 2024. It's 52 minutes long, so it's not like a movie, but it's like a special episode kind of thing. It's like an extended. It's under the movie category. I treat it like that, even though it technically would count as a short. I guess I don't know, or a special. It counts as a special. This is a French animated movie series phenomenon. It is internationally known. It is kind of like a 3D animated anime if done by the French. And because it play French, I mean, there's animators all over the world who contribute to this, but from what I could see in the credits, but this takes place in Paris primarily. This case, this one takes place in London, as it's stated. However, I really enjoy these films. I like the characters. It has a good sense of humor. It's a good superhero type of adventure. Primarily, yeah, it's gonna aim towards girls, but anybody can watch this and enjoy it. It is dubbed into English. I'm pretty sure you can swap out in the settings to the original French or any other language that it allows. But it has a deep, complex history. Like it's its own universe. It's not just like, oh, here's a superhero thing. We got superpowers somehow, and now we fight crime. There's a humongously complex relationship thing between our two main heroes, Ladybug and Cat Noir, or Chat Noir if it's French, Black Cat. And when they're not in costume, she has a crush on him. When they are in costume, he has a crush on her. They don't know each other. They work together all the time. They all have the same haircuts. They all have the same voices, the same eyes, but they have no comprehension that each of them is the superhero that they work with, or that the superhero they work with is the friend they have in real life. She's a crush on him, but he doesn't like her, I guess. I don't know why not. Marinette is a lovely young woman, but he is obsessed with Ladybug, and she doesn't have any time for his antics. He's got a staff and a bell around his neck. it's a little leathery, but he's got this kind of Gambit vibe because it's French, like French. He's Cajun French, but still, he's got this Gambit, devil may care kind of attitude. But it's also like a Pokemon thing, technically, like in a small way, where they have different rings that house little alien kind of creatures that are formed after different types of animals, like a butterfly or a cat or a dog or a pig or a raccoon, I guess. I don't know. And she's a ladybug. So they each of them have their own little personalities, and somebody's trying to catch them all. That's the evil butterfly guy who is secretly, this is a big spoiler, not really, it's known to the audience pretty much from the beginning, and you can tell, again, just by looking at the character, that the bad guy is really Cat Noir's dad. Now, that is some really basic and overly complicated information. It feels like when I started watching this, I've seen, this is pretty much the last thing on Disney Plus that I haven't seen yet, that is still on Disney, that I don't think they've taken anything away. They've only added things from Miraculous. But I feel like I came in at the beginning of Endgame without having seen Infinity War. If you think the Marvel Cinematic Universe is complicated over a series of 23 films in 10 years. This blew the first 15 minutes of this movie with exposition. 15 minutes, nearly. Until you got to a new scene. Okay, it's interspersed with new scenes and what happened previously, and it's just an info dump. It's just 15 minutes of an info dump where somebody is traveling through time to collect all these different power things. And when you have a certain power, you can make a wish. And apparently the bad guy in this one is making a wish to wipe out reality for some reason, because it's not like they don't live in reality. I don't understand, but Thanos only took half. So, like, how did he, by the way, I guess since he was wearing the Infinity Gauntlet, he would have assumed that he wasn't going to get dusted. I don't know. There's nothing that said he wouldn't, unless, again, the Gauntlet decides that he's cool because he controls it. Maybe in his mind he just said, dust half the universe and make sure I'm not in the dusted half. Okay, but in this person, who is revealed really early, and I'm not going to ruin it for you, and I don't recognize, is stealing these different powers and abilities, and we also meet a trio of characters who are basically 3 different iterations of the same person in different eras, and they're all playing like 3-dimensional chess with each other, and they can't tell people what the future is, but even the youngest one of them, who is 15 but looks 10, who's she doesn't know what the 2 later versions of herself know, and then she has to help Ladybug. Again, I tried to find, while I was watching this, or right after I watched it, trying to figure out what the time order is and what you need to watch before you get to this thing, because a pretty major development happens in the episode or movie or whatever it was before this. And I have a feeling that it might have been, unless this is a 2023, no, I don't know. Again, I don't have the IMDb in front of me. Let's see. Okay, well, there's a 2023 movie, and the animation on the pictures, at least I'm seeing, look pretty interesting. I don't know if the movie that came out on Netflix apparently, or maybe French Netflix. I'm just wasting too much time trying to explain anything to you. Maybe this movie was a precursor to this, so maybe you have to go to Netflix to watch the movie from 2023 before you watch this. That is a guess at this point. I would watch a trailer or something, because, again, a major character dies in the thing before this thing happened, because they explain it all in the recap. And then, of course, Ladybug has to travel through different points in time to use the abilities that were stolen from her, but borrow them from herself, and then kind of spy on the person who's spying on her. And it's lots of jumping through portals, and there's lots of good action when there is action, and she's always using her mind and not just her fists and her legs to kick. She's using her mind to solve the problem. Yeah, I don't know. I would recommend this if you've watched, of course, all the other things, but again, I feel like I've missed an episode. Like I've missed something. If some point this thing comes off of the movie from 2023, comes off of Netflix and goes to Disney Plus, that will make sense, maybe, unless there's something else I missed. I don't know. I don't know. I think it would have served this a whole lot better if I had access to the other one. And the animation in this movie version looks so different than the these special versions. And I think the purpose of this, because of the time travel, is sort of to set some things right, like sort of status quo it, but at the same time introduces a new villain for the foreseeable future, replacing the. Never mind. I won't say anything else. It's really. I love time travel stories, and this was confusing to me. So take it for what it is. For those of you who do know, I don't need to tell you where to watch this or when to watch this. Those of you who don't know, start with the series. There's a Ladybug and Cat Noir series on Disney Plus. I think it's still on here. Definitely give it a shot. It's fun. It's not going to be too heady or needlessly complicated like this. And there's bunches of different films that take place at different places around the world. There's one in New York City, and I think one in Shanghai. And so they bounce around a lot, sort of just to show off the different cultures, and always getting into trouble and battling a new villain. But yeah, I wish I could say, oh yeah, totally, just jump right on this. But you should probably know a little something about the storyline. As much as they give you 15 minutes to catch up, it's not going to make much sense. Don't make this your first introduction to Miraculous. Please don't. Because it is entertaining. It is absolutely a fun show, a fun series of movies and stuff. But yeah, this is working, but you'd have to work backwards, and you don't want that. So let's pick tomorrow's episode. 3. Oh my. I think I know what this one is. Come on. Maybe it begins with a 9? Nope, I don't. I was wrong. That's 4, but I'll see. It's alphabetical, the list, and you'll see it when I turn around what it is. But numbers come before letters in this list. So, number 3 is a movie, and it's something that I don't know if it's a Disney thing, but maybe it came over from Fox. We'll find out when we watch 27 Dresses. Yeah. I know who's in this, but I can't think offhand. But yeah, 27 Dresses is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.